The rain hammered against the corrugated metal roof of the Last Chance diner, each drop a tiny percussionist in a relentless, mournful rhythm. Sergeant Major Thorne chewed slowly on a recycled protein patty, the taste doing little to lift his spirits. He's seen better days, seen better food, and certainly seen better planets. Kepler 186f wasn't exactly paradise. Mud, perpetual twilight, and the lingering feeling of being watched. It wasn't conducive to restful contemplation. "Something on your mind, Sergeant Major?" Petty Officer Ramirez's voice was a low murmur, barely audible above the storm. Ramirez remained remarkably composed, almost serene, a quality Thorne both envied and found vaguely unsettling. It was as if the man existed on a different plane of experience. Thorne grunted. "Recon team. Still nothing. Command will issue another search party eventually," Ramirez stated, wiping condensation from his mug with a practiced hand. "Command cares about appearances, Ramirez, not answers," Thorne countered, his voice rough. "They want this Kepler Initiative to look good for the shareholders. A missing recon team. Add optics. They're sending Lieutenant Tanaka up in the Raven tomorrow, aren't they?" Ramirez tilted his head slightly, a gesture Thorne had come to recognize as a prelude to a point. "Yes," Thorne conceded, a shiny new chuckle and a nervous pilot. "It's a gesture, not a solution." Captain Westover entered, her face grim. "Sergeant Major, Lieutenant Tanaka is ready to brief you." The briefing room was cramped, dominated by a holographic projection of Kepler 186f's surface. Lieutenant Tanaka, visibly anxious, pointed to a cluster of anomalous readings in the Blackwood Forest region. "The area corresponds with the last known coordinates of Recon Team Echo 7, Tanaka explained, his voice cracking slightly. "The energy signature is fluctuating wildly." "And the shadow beings?" Westover pressed. "They appeared again during the preliminary scans," Tanaka stammered. "Brief glimpses of something. A city, I think. Destroyed. And then a warning. Images, Captain. Hard to describe." "We saw them too," Westover confirmed, her gaze shot. "They projected a map. Same one as before." Tanaka pulled up the holographic map. It depicted a region far beyond the established colony borders, a jagged, uncharted area marked with a single point of intense energy. Beneath the point was a single word, rendered in an unsettling, archaic script. "Await," Tanaka read, his voice barely a whisper. "Await what?" Thorne asked, feeling a knot of dread tighten in his gut. "We don't know, Sergeant Major," Westover admitted, "but the readings are escalating. If this energy signature breaches containment." Thorne scoffed. "What containment? This planet feels inherently unstable." Suddenly, the diner's lights flickered violently. The rain outside intensified, lashing against the windows with renewed fury. A low, guttural hum resonated through the floor, vibrating up through their boots. "What was that?" Tanaka exclaimed, grabbing his seat. "It's the planet," Ramirez said calmly. "It's responding." On the holographic projection, the point designated await began to pulse with an almost blinding light. The image shimmered, distorting the landscape. A new image materialized, superimposed over the planetary surface, a colossal structure of obsidian and crystalline energy, rising from the ground like a malignant spire. What is that?" Tanaka gasped, stepping back from the console. Before anyone could answer, a voice, ancient and resonant, filled the room, not through the comm system, but directly into their minds. "The slumberings. The Watchers return. Oh wait." The connection severed abruptly. The holographic projection stabilized, but the image of the obsidian spire remained, a silent, ominous presence. The room fell silent, save for the relentless drumming of the rain. Thorne stared at the spire, a profound sense of unease washing over him. He knew with a certainty that defied logic that this was no accident. This was a summons, a prelude to something far more significant and far more dangerous than anything they had encountered before. "Lieutenant," Thorne said, his voice low and steady, "prepare the Raven *. We're going off-grid." "Sir," at command Tanaka began. "Command can wait," Thorne interrupted. "We have a meeting to attend." He turned to Ramirez, his expression grim. "Ramirez, I need your expertise. This thing, it looks like a mining operation, but on a scale I've never seen." Ramirez nodded slowly, his eyes fixed on the holographic image. "It's ancient, Sergeant Major. Older than the Kepler Initiative. Older than humanity itself, perhaps. Let's hope they're hospitable," Thorne muttered, already formulating a plan. He knew this journey would lead them into the heart of a mystery, one that threatened to unravel the fragile fabric of their existence. And he had a sinking feeling that they were not prepared for what awaited them. The raven asterisk pierced the storm clouds, its armor hull shuddering under the force of the turbulence. Thorne watched the blackwood forest recede below the tapestry, alien floor, and living shackles. He couldn't shake the feeling that they were flying into the jaws of something immense, something ancient, and something profoundly indifferent to their survival. The energy signature is intensifying, Tanaka reported, his hands deftly maneuvering the controls. We're approaching the designated coordinates. Maintain stealth profile, Thorne instructed. I don't want to announce our arrival. As they descended into the uncharted territory, the landscape shifted dramatically. The familiar brown hues of Kepler 186f gave way to towering obsidian spires and crystalline formations that pulsed with an eerie, internal light. The air crackled with an almost palpable energy. By the void, Mallory breathed, his face pressed against the observation window. I've never seen anything like it. The raven asterisk landed in a clearing adjacent to the colossal structure depicted in the holographic map. The scale of it was staggering, a vast network of tunnels and chambers carved into the obsidian, radiating an almost unbearable sense of age and power. Sensors are picking up activity, Tanaka reported, his voice strained. Movement within the structure. What kind of activity? Rostova pressed. Difficult to determine, Captain, Tanaka replied. It's rhythmic, almost like a heartbeat. Thorne exited the raven asterisk, followed by Rostova, Mallory, and Ramirez. The ground vibrated beneath their feet. The air hummed with an unsettling resonance. Stay vigilant, Thorne ordered, his hand resting on his sidearm. They approached the structure, its surface smooth and cold to the touch. A massive doorway, sealed by an intricate lattice of crystalline energy, stood before them. As they drew closer, the lattice began to shimmer, revealing a passage leading into the darkness within. Ramirez, Thorne said, can you disable this thing? Ramirez examined the crystalline lattice, his brow furrowed in concentration. It's complex, Sergeant Major, highly sophisticated. It's like nothing I've ever encountered in the Colonial Mining Corps. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the shadows within the passage. It was humanoid in shape, but its form was distorted, elongated, as if stretched beyond its natural dimensions. Its skin was obsidian black, its eyes glowed with an unsettling, internal light. The figure raised a slender, elongated hand. A voice, ancient and resonant, echoed in their minds. Welcome, children of the dust. You have answered the call. Mallory gasped, stumbling back in fear. Rostova raised her weapon, but Thorne held up a hand, signaling her to stand down. Who are you? Thorne demanded, his voice tight with tension. We are the keepers, guardians of the slumbering god. Slumbering god? What god? Thorne pressed. The one who sleeps beneath the world. The one who will awaken. The keeper stepped aside, gesturing towards the passage. Enter. Witness the truth. Wait. Thorne hesitated, feeling a profound sense of dread washing over him. He glanced at his team, their faces a mixture of fear and apprehension. He knew that entering the passage was a point of no return, but he also knew that he had no choice. Let's go, he said, his voice barely a whisper. He stepped into the darkness, followed by his team. The passage closed behind them, plunging them into absolute blackness. The last thing he heard was the keeper's voice, echoing in his mind. The awakening is near.